From the interactions we had with some community members, they were for an eye. If you kill, you should be killed. Would you advocate for or push for legislation that reverses capital punishment back into effect, considering the nature of this killing?
Well, I was one of the people that voted yes for the abolishment of death penalty. I think it's a progressive law. If you look around the continent, all the countries are pushing for that law. But it's as much as we is it a progressive? Also, you find people coming up with this committing such crimes. But one question that we need to ask ourselves is that, does death penalty totally ends brutal killings like what happened in Norton? I don't think no. I think the problem that we need to look into is the issues around our economy, right? So that if you go to America, you find that the low income areas in America, they have the highest crime rates. Go to South Africa, you find out, if you go to Soweto, or if you go to low income areas, you find out there is highest levels of crimes. Come here in Zimbabwe, you find that low levels of crimes are being committed in low income areas. So to my understanding, I think the issue that we need to focus on is on the economy. How do we make sure that the growth that Mutuli is talking about, the 6% growth this year, it's inclusive growth, right? As we speak, if we go around, you do find that people cannot access healthcare. People cannot afford 3 meals per day. And in that scenario now, there's no way that we are able to solve crime rates. We need to make sure that the growth that Mr. Mutuli is talking about, the 6%, is inclusive growth, right? So that every person can able to put food on the table, every person can able to access healthcare, every person can able to send their children to school. Those are the issues that we need to focus on. And I think, to my understanding, I think that's the root cause of the problem. We need to look at that. Everything that people are looking at, right, it's secondary to my understanding.
Mm-hmm. And paint a picture for us. What's the employment and unemployment situation in Norton? You are attributing it to as one of the biggest drivers of crime rate here, and obviously linking it to these gruesome killings. What's the situation like? We know that also there's an industry. How much is it employing? But from our observations and surveys, we see that majority of the people are vendors.
Yeah. So of course we do have an industry, but a lot of young people in Norton, they are failing to get jobs, despite how Norton is strategic in terms of industries. We are close to the main road, we have minerals, we have all those things. You find that majority of our people are unemployed. So we need to look at the issues around our policies, really. I mean, if you look at the tax rates in Zimbabwe, if you look at companies are highly taxed in Zimbabwe. So how then do you foster a job creation in that environment where companies are highly taxed? And it's such a pity. So we need to look at those issues for us to be able to deal with issues around employment. But a lot of people in Norton, they don't have jobs, and there's no lack of opportunities at all.
Honorable, I want you to, in your final words, in this subject area on the unfortunate killing of 2 of your residents. Speak to Norton, speak to the families as your parting words as we wrap up this conversation.
Well, thank you very much. To the family, I would want to offer my condolences. I know this is a difficult time for the family, but I want them to get confidence in the community. In the leadership that in my leadership and the leadership of Councillor Tachona, who is the councillor of that ward, to say that we are doing everything in our power, the power that we have according to the Constitution, to push for justice, so that those that were the perpetrators of this heinous crime, they are brought to book. And as a member of parliament, I'll be using my voice in the House of Assembly to demand justice for Tinashe and Leon. And I'll be doing everything in my power to push for policies that create an environment or a conducive environment for public safety. And I think, lastly, let me also speak to the people of Norton to say that we need to stay united at this particular point. I know it's difficult. There's a lot of fear that is happening in the community, but we need to stick together and be vigilant and protect each other as a community. I think those are my few words.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time, Honorable.
Thank you very much.